Today I'm going to show you how to make a squishy Christmas tree. Now, this craft can be for kids who like mess, but also for kids who don't. It really just depends on the parts that you do for them and the parts that they want to do themselves. So I decided to make two different kinds of squishy Christmas trees because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. And some kids are attracted just to different kinds of textures. Do you want something that's a little more fluffy or a little bit more squishy and jelly-like? You usually can tell this by the types of activities that your kid gravitates towards. Maybe you have a kid who loves those foaming bubbles in the bathtub or loves to play with daddy shaving cream. Then they're really going to like a shaving cream kind of activity versus a kid who really likes squishy balls, stress balls, that they can squish and look at and change color. Maybe you want to lean a little bit more towards gel. So I have both kinds of trees that we're going to try to make here, and I'm going to guess that one will come out a little different than the other because are made a little bit differently. One is made with Ziploc bags, and another actually is made with the cover on that you get when you purchase flowers. So I've never done this kind of craft before, but I'm going to try it and we'll see how it comes out. It said the reason that you're using these covers is very cool. They actually are already kind of in the shape of a Christmas tree. So your Christmas tree is halfway done. So we're going to start with the Christmas tree made from the plastic that goes on the outside of flowers when you buy them in the store. It's already looks like a Christmas tree. You just need to fold over the edge, cut off the excess so that you have enough, or so that the tree is small enough to fit on a piece of paper like so. So you'll see that I actually have quite a bit of edging left on this, but that's okay because I'm going to use it to fill it up with a shaving cream and then fold it over and tape it. So after we get the top set up, I think if you want your Christmas tree to be a little bit more pointy, then you could fold the top edge just kind of like a paper airplane. And then you see that you have a nice little pointy top. And if you're feeling really ambitious, maybe you want to put a star on top to make it feel like it's extra Christmassy. So I've got my little paper airplane folded, and now I'm just going to tape the top of it to this green piece of paper to make sure that it looks like Christmas and is festive. Now I'm going to use packing tape because, again, I am a little concerned that this might pop open. And so just to make sure that my house stays a little bit less messy, I'm going to use the packing tape to secure it really nicely to the piece of paper. So now comes the shaving cream. And there's no way to buy green shaving cream at the store, but the way that they have it on the internet is green shaving cream inside of the plastic bag. And so that is what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to use real foam shaving cream. I wouldn't use the gel because it just doesn't stay as nice and puffy. And every sensory activity that you've ever done probably uses a puffy kind of shaving cream, not the gel. So I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to add a little bit of food coloring. I'm going to guess that you can probably be creative in this. If you'd like to have a blue Christmas tree, I'm sure that you could. Whatever your child's favorite color is. Now, when I put this in, just going to put a couple drops. And then I'm going to mix it all together. Okay, I've got a nice green color. It's a nice light green. You can make yours lighter or darker depending on how your child wants their Christmas tree. And then we're going to try to, this is probably going to be the tricky part, spoon it into the plastic sleeve. Okay, now this is where I'm anticipating that your kid who likes mess is probably going to enjoy this part, because if they want to put their fingers in it and try to stuff it in themselves, they certainly can. I'm just gonna keep trying to fill. I have no idea if I even have enough shaving cream, but I guess we're gonna find out when I try to squish it to the bottom here and see if I need any more to keep going. Let's see. All right, well, it is starting to puff up the Christmas tree, so that's a good sign. Let's keep going. A lot of times when I'm in an occupational therapy session, I let kids pick crafts out from Pinterest or from the Pinterest boards that I have made so that they can get a chance practicing, actually planning and organizing, getting all the materials they need. Oftentimes we kind of skip just to the activity itself and we don't let them go through the process of planning. But this is a super important skill to build for them as they're getting older, is to make sure that they are coming up with the idea, getting the materials that they need, and then actually executing the task itself, even if you're helping them with a couple of the steps that might be a little harder. This really sets them up for more success in middle school and high school when they really do have to be a little bit more independent and plan things on their own. So definitely get your kid involved in the entire process, not just call them when you have all the materials ready, have them sit down at the table and say, oh, here I have a craft for you. It is a great opportunity to use these to build those longer range executive function skills that they're going to need in middle school and high school. Okay, so I think that I've squished up my stuff enough into my Christmas tree. I'm trying to squish it in so that it gets all the way to the top and actually it looks like a Christmas tree. I might have a little bit too much squish. The next thing I'm going to try to do, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to let stuff out because it's hanging over the edge. And the next step is, you know, right now, this kind of just, I don't know, looks like the Washington Monument. Not really a Christmas tree yet. So the next thing that I'm going to do is actually take some different beads. If you have any holiday beads, like candy canes or anything like that, that's great. If you want to pick out some letters that have letter beads that have different letters that you can make words out of, or you can make your child's name out of, this now becomes a great activity to try to find the letters or turn them into something or move them around and to try to get them in order like a little puzzle. Or if you just want to give your child a chance to decorate the Christmas tree, then I would just get some colorful beads, honestly, that kind of look like ornaments and put those beads. See, I really just have not super Christmassy kinds of ones, but again, my daughter loves pink and green and all that, so we have wooden beads that are a little more colorful. So now I'm going to attempt to put them into the shaving cream and squish them all the way up. And then let's see if I can get them to pop out and actually look like ornaments. This is the big reveal because, again, I've never made this Christmas craft before, and I'm actually not sure if I'm going to get the result that I'm looking for. And how many beads you actually need to get the result that you're looking for. I'm going to guess that I need quite a few because I don't really see any right now. So I'm going to throw in a few more beads. Make sure that I fill up my Christmas tree with lots and lots of ornaments. Squish it down and let's try again. Okay, so here's what I'm learning. I'm learning that A, you definitely need a lot of beads if you're going to use shaving cream and you want the colors to actually pop up. B, I'm going to actually say that you probably don't need as much shaving cream as I thought, because it kind of takes up so much space that the ornaments don't have a chance to pop out. So a little tip as we're going along, don't overfill with shaving cream. You don't need it all. All right, now that my hands are completely messy, this is turning into an even more fun messy craft to do. So definitely for the kid who loves to put their hand in shaving cream, this one is for you. You may, if your kid really loves shaving cream, you may just want to tape the end in the beginning, not attach it to the piece of paper just yet, and leave it as a separate bag so that they can get all the squishiness and enjoyment of the activity before you close it up and leave the ornaments on the inside. Okay, so, all right, so now it looks like we're getting somewhere. I see the ornaments are starting to pop out. There's still a fair amount of shaving cream, so I'm gonna even take even more out. All right, so I definitely learned that the volume of shaving cream, I got a little overexcited, and we don't need this much shaving cream to make the job happen. But it's really fun to dig it all out, so I'm kind of enjoying myself on that part. All right, so now we've reduced the volume of shaving cream, and now it looks like, yeah, now I'm starting to be able to see my ornaments a little bit better. I still think I might want to add a few more to be able to push down on the shaving cream and kind of search around and find the ones that I need. But I actually think it's turned out pretty cute. I haven't secured the bottom yet, and you probably can't see super well, but you can see that my beads are now starting to pop out. So just use a teeny bit of shaving cream. Maybe you want to put the beads in ahead of time so that you can constantly be checking to make sure that they pop up and look like ornaments. And when you've got that just good, perfect balance, squish out any remaining shaving cream. Here's where the fun comes with all the mess. And then we're just going to seal the edge. I took a little pause to wash my hands because I was having a little bit of a trouble closing the Christmas tree without getting shaving cream everywhere. So my last step, I'm going to fold it over the edge. Make sure that it's kind of flat. Make sure there's a little bit of room. So we're going to use the packing tape again to seal it on the back side. I'm going to use extra just because, again, I'm a little worried that it might leak out and I'm not prepared. And then I think if it were me and I wanted to get creative, I might draw the star on top, put maybe some glitter glue or some snowflakes or something like that to decorate around my tree. I think you could probably even like glue some pieces of string or something on the front of it if you wanted to make it look like a garland. But if you do that, then you're probably not going to get as nice of a squish effect. Now, one thing that I'm already noticing is if your bag isn't very well made, then it's possible you could get some leakage out of the sides too. Now, so I am going to reinforce the sides again with my wonderful packaging tape and make sure that everything is sealed all around my tree so that we can squish away and not worry about anything bad happening on the rug. Okay, all right, I think we got it. This is the shaving cream Christmas tree. All right, next one. I'm gonna move that off to the side. The next kind of Christmas tree that you can find on Pinterest that's also squishy is the one that's made with hair gel. Now, this one's a little different because I could not find green hair gel at the store, so I got yellow. I'm gonna add green. We'll see what happens. This one says that you just use a Ziploc bag and I thought that maybe to make it a little more interesting that I would use this green piece of paper to make a tree in the background. So I'm going to keep mine kind of simple because I just know that if you make the tree too complicated, then you're not going to be able to really put the bag over top of it and have it look like a Christmas tree. So let me just, all right, obviously I didn't get the point that I wanted, but that's okay. I'll just cover it up with a star, and I need a little more space. So the other thing I'm going to do is cut this down, cut this red piece of paper that I have down the center. Reason for that is in my head, hopefully the way this is supposed to work out is that I can get a Christmas tree that is a Christmas tree space that's just about as big as my bag. Now, some of you might want to make it a little less complicated and just get extra pieces of red paper or a bigger sheet of red paper. You could totally do that. I think that that would work out as well. But now I have kind of a square size that's about the right size for my squishy Christmas tree. So now comes the adding of the gel. First, let me secure my Christmas tree with tape so it doesn't slide around. And then we're going to add the gel. This is the part where the grown-ups usually step in and kind of get it a little organized so that we have success on the other side. Okay, so here we go. Same idea as the shaving cream, only now it's big globs of hair gel. This could get sticky, and this is not necessarily the one for the kid who loves the mess. This might be more for the kid who doesn't love the mess, but likes but loves squishiness as long as it's safely inside plastic or a stress ball. So that's what I'm going to do. Is I think I might actually for this craft, I definitely think I'm probably gonna need a little more hair gel. I'm trying to space it out so that I can judge a little bit better and make sure that it's squishy enough. Okay, I just need a little bit more. Okay, there we go. I say a little as I put a giant glob in there. But that's okay. I don't think I'll be squishing out the extra for later. If I don't use it, it's just gonna go in the garbage. All right, add some food coloring. Let's see how this goes. I've never dyed hair gel before. Not really sure what's gonna happen, but I am gonna make sure to seal it up really good. Okay, and this is where the squishing fun comes for your kid who loves squishiness. Oh, this is super satisfying. All right, I love this craft already from that squishy stress ball perspective. Your child can be in charge of all the squishiness. Ooh, I get a nice green color on this. And I can take this beautiful green color and same thing this time. This time I decided not to use wooden beads. I actually have some Christmas beads that I picked up at the craft store. They're a little bit smaller, but I think it will work out fine for the hair gel because it's not as thick and creamy, and it's definitely easy to see right through the hair gel to be able to find the decorations, rearrange them, and make them however you want. I really like these beads because they had some candy canes. They were, they had some bells, some Christmas bells on them. All right, obviously I'm having some trouble getting them off of their stick, so I'm just going to cut my wire. Okay. And think I underestimated how challenging this was going to be. It's not really working out as I had thought. But whenever you make a craft, nothing really does work out as you thought. It's always best laid plans. Oh wait, this one's coming off amazingly. Okay, obviously I just didn't do a good job cutting on the other side. Never give up. I tell my kids that in all their sessions. I know you can do it. Don't give up. Just find a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. There's always another strategy that you can use. Just because it's not happening exactly the way you planned it doesn't mean that you should just stop the activity and throw the rest away. All right, so I finally got the beads off. And actually, it's looking pretty good. I don't know if you can see them, but I can still see the beads through the hair gel. And now I'm going to smush them all around. Ooh, yeah, I really like this one. We're actually going to do the same kind of thing that we did with the shaving cream, only we're using a whole entire Ziploc bag. So squish the hair gel so that it is close to the edge of that Christmas tree shape that you made. And this is, and also make sure that you get the extra air out. I think that's really important with this particular one, is when the air bubbles get trapped, the gel does not move as easily. All right, so now back to my trusty packing tape. I'm going to tape down the edge, and what I think is going to be important here is that I tape it down the side of the Christmas tree and make sure that I tape it in such a way that the gel doesn't just move back underneath. Well, it might be okay if it does, but I'm going to try to tape it so that there's not a ton of gel moving off of the Christmas tree. If you can't tape it to where the gel stays on the Christmas tree, which I'm actually struggling with, I think that it's totally fine for it to be wider than the Christmas tree, because half the fun then is going to be getting the gel back in the right spot so that the Christmas tree turns a nice bright green. See? And if you know me, you know that I never do anything by the instructions. I might start with the instructions, but then I kind of figure it out as I go. So I try to encourage my kiddos to do the exact same thing. Nothing ever goes exactly as planned, but that doesn't mean nothing ever goes exactly as planned, but it doesn't mean that it's not the perfect plan, as long as you don't give up and you can still come out with a really cool product. So I actually really like this gel version because I can see those beads super clearly, and I really like being able to squish it around. When I look at it in comparison to this one's okay, but I think for me, because I can't see the ornaments as easily with the shaving cream, the fun part about this activity was actually the getting messy part. So this might be for your messy kid, and this for your kid who loves squishy things. If you want to pick up beads and whatnot from the craft store that are a little festive, you definitely could. Or, you know, I just used beads in the first one around the house that my daughter had from other beading kinds of activities that she did. It's really up to you. Get creative. Have your child get creative. Maybe you even turn the hunting for beads into a fun scavenger hunt getting ready for the holidays. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that you walked away with a couple different Christmas crafts that you can try with your child who loves squishy things this holiday. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more videos coming your way with all different kinds of activities, strategies, and information from my OT toolbox. Happy holidays!